All right, all right. I gotta start by saying something. I love you guys. I always say that. I love you guys for watching, for continuing to support this channel. The people on Twitter that continue to like my posts and retweet my posts. I love you guys. Thank you so much. But there's always those people out there. You know who you are. Those people out there that despise the show, that love the books, but despise the show, right? You might be watching this now. You might be one of those people. The thing I don't understand is, why can't you just stop watching the show? Just watch something else, right? No, you can't do that. You have to go and tell other people that they shouldn't like the show either, just because you don't like it. It's ridiculous. It really is. I love you regardless, but that is ridiculous. You gotta just suck the fun out of what everybody else is enjoying. All right, there's plenty of people out there that enjoy the show and also enjoy the books. A ton of them. But no, you gotta be like, oh, I don't like this show, so you can't like it either. Just because I don't like it, you can't like it either. You have to hate it. You better hate the show. It's ridiculous. That's probably how you sound too. I'm just joking around. I'm just joking around. But it is ridiculous. It really is. You don't have to watch the show. There's plenty of other content out there. Plenty of other shows to watch. Go watch Hawkeye on Disney Plus. Go ahead. Go watch it. Go ahead. You don't have to watch The Wheel of Time. And the thing is, The Wheel of Time, the books, right? They're their own separate thing. Okay? Just because the show is something you're not enjoying doesn't mean it's going to take anything away from the books. It won't take anything away from the books. It's going to help book sales. Really? After the first 3 episodes, I read that sales just skyrocketed for the books. So that's good. That is good. There's no reason why you should be hating on people that are enjoying the show. There's no reason why you should be hating on the book fans that are enjoying the show. There's some complaints here and there, of course. There's going to be. They're going to change some stuff. And I just don't understand why people continue to come in the chat, or people's chats. They go on Twitter and try to ruin the show for people that are enjoying it. Ruining the show by spoiling stuff for other people. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Just leave, continue to read the books. You can just use your imagination to create the world of the Wheel of Time. You don't need the show. Okay, if you don't like the show, stop watching it. Stop torturing yourself by tuning into every episode. Like, if you want to come in here, right, and watch my videos, I appreciate it. I love it. Like I said, I love you guys regardless. But I just find it ridiculous. I find it ridiculous, the fact that you guys that are hating on the show will try to spoil it for other people so they can't enjoy it, or they have to. Just because you don't like the show, they can't like the show either. Just leave us alone. Keep reading the books. The books are not going to change just because the show is changing. Just because the show is doing things differently doesn't mean the words in the book are going to change. You still have the books. The books aren't changing at all. Just because it's different on the show, it's not going to change in the books. You still have word for word from the first time you read it to the last time you read it. It's still the same. It's not going to change. Just stay reading the books. That's it. That was my rant. Now, occasionally you're going to get that on this channel. So if that's not something you're not into, and I'll try to keep it short, but I'm fed up, man. I'm fed up with fans that continue to ruin stuff for people just because they don't like it. They can't just walk away. I don't understand it. But let me know what you think. It's ridiculous. It really is. But that's the world we live in. But regardless, I still love you. I still love you. I really do. And I hope you continue to tune into my channel and just don't watch my Wheel of Time content. I have plenty of other stuff out there. You know, I have dream videos. I have you know, reactions to trailers and reactions to video games and reviews. Tune into that stuff and just cut off the Wheel of Time content. All right, I'm done. Are we done? Can we move on now? All right, we're gonna move on. This is my rewatch of the Wheel of Time, episode 6. Old school, man. I'm old school. I gotta write it down in the notebook. Yes, in the notebook. So I have to give another shout out to the people that created the music for this show. The music is incredible, especially in the first scene. Amazing music throughout the whole series so far. We haven't heard any type of hip hop or anything like that, which I'm very happy about, because it doesn't belong in a show like this. Keep the hip hop out of fantasy shows. I had a big problem with season 2 of The Witcher, the trailer they put out there, because they put hip hop in the trailer. I wasn't a fan of it at all. Don't put hip hop. Don't put any type of music in a fantasy show that doesn't belong in a fantasy show. And I'm sure the showrunners for this show will continue to put out great music, because they've been doing it so far and it's been incredible. Really good. And it's just going to get better. Now, I found this part interesting. Szechuan's father picks up a knife, and it does a close-up of the knife he's picking up, right? So that's been a theme in this show that I've been taking a close look at. Whenever they zoom in on a dagger or zoom in on a statue or something in the show, I immediately think there's some significance to that. There's something or some reason why they zoom in to something like that. So they zoom into this knife. And I was like, what's with this knife? There's something with this knife. There has to be a reason why they're zooming in on this knife in this scene right here. Two times at the beginning, before the beginning credits, they show this blade in a close-up. Here and here. And you can see some type of markings on the blade. Now, I don't know if that's a blade. It might be something we see later on, somebody using that blade. When I first saw this blade, it made me think of a blade that Nynaeve used a few times. So I'm thinking, all right, maybe Nynaeve is related to Szechuan somehow. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. I'm probably just reading into things too much. I tend to do that a lot with this show. It's probably nothing, but as soon as I saw the close-up of this blade twice, I immediately thought, all right, you know what? This knife, somebody is going to be using this knife later on, and the person's going to be related somehow to Szechuan. So the almond siege. In the boat, when the father's trying to take the knots out, he's missing a hand, okay? And that's another thing I'm wondering. Something happened to his hand. This is a backstory that I need to, maybe they'll do in the x-rays. There's a reason why he lost his hand. Maybe he was a warrior at some point and he got his hand chopped off by somebody. So that I find that interesting, because they did a close-up of his hand too a few times. And another thing is, why would she risk using her powers and having somebody see her use the power rather than just help him take the knots out the old-fashioned way, you know, with your hands on the actual knots and the net? Just, you know, take it out instead of doing your little thing and having the thought of somebody seeing you. You know, why do that? Why would you take the risk of using your power and having somebody see it? And you hear, as soon as she finishes, you hear this. The dogs in the background. You hear the dogs in the background. So that immediately is saying to me that the dogs can sense when somebody's using the power, and then that alerts the other people of the town, and they said, all right, you know what, we've been suspicious of her before, for a while, so it's her. The dogs just confirmed it, and they burned the house down. People, thank you in the comment section also, because you guys are helping me out tremendously without spoiling anything. And you guys told me that the dragon fang, which is the apostrophe, the half of the yin yang, that's what people use to say pretty much, we know that you have the one power and we don't want you anywhere near us, and that's why they burned their house down. So I was thinking on my rewatch, this room right here where all the Aes Sedai are, doing their whole politics thing, this room has to smell incredible. This room right here has to smell incredible. Hey, women, they smell incredible, okay? And all these women are dressed up, and it has to smell glorious in this room right here with all these women. And all right, that's a little off topic, but anyway, the Almond Siege says Logan will serve as an example to any false dragons. So she's gonna just let him rot, keep him locked up, and just let the darkness take over him. That's a big mistake. That is a big mistake. Logan is coming back. I know it. That acting in this scene with Logan, so great. He is incredible. I gotta give credit to everybody in this scene. Everybody was great. Logan, he continues to knock it out of the park with his acting skills. He's gonna be back. So the Almond Siege, that's a big mistake. You should have killed him. You should have killed him, because this guy's coming back and he's gonna get revenge on everyone. And you guys were telling me that he was basically saying all that stuff about killing the green Aes Sedai and coming to the tower to kill the Almond Siege, to getting the army together to come. He wasn't really gonna do that. At least that's what you guys in the comment section were telling me. He was just trying to get the Almond Siege to sentence him to death. So that's why he was talking that craziness. And I'm thinking, you know what? It's true, because in episode 4, he wasn't trying to kill anybody. He wasn't. He was just killing the people at the beginning of the episode because they were trying to hurt him. He had an opportunity to kill Moiraine when he had the one-on-one conversation with her. He didn't. He was just talking to her for a little while. So you're absolutely right. He didn't want to kill anybody. And really, it wasn't his fault that everybody was dead. And thanks to Nynaeve, they came back to life. Well, she healed everybody. It was the guy with the 2 axes. It was Steppen who used his 2 axes to try to penetrate the shield, and then Logan blew up the shield, and all the shrapnel from the axes shot out and cut up everybody. So it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. So you're absolutely right. He didn't want to kill anybody. He was just saying all that stuff because he wanted to die now, because he no longer has the one power, and it's like a drug. You get that drug addiction and it's taken away from you. You feel that power, that one power, it's taken away from you, and you no longer want to live because you felt the power and you don't have it anymore. And we heard the story about Owen that Tom said in episode 4. His nephew, Tom's nephew, he had the power, it was stripped from him, and he ended up taking his own life. So it's rough, but Logan's coming back. You should have killed him, Almond. You should have killed him. The Almond says to Leandrin something about a shawl. I don't know what that is, but she says, have you forgotten your shawl, or something like that, in this scene right here.
You took the shawl many years ago, Leandrin. Have you forgotten your training?
And then she says, shield first, Gentile second, kill last.
Shield first, gentle second, kill last of all.
But you didn't see what he did.
And they tried the shield, didn't work. Then they Gentiled him. It said killed last, but she's not even going by that, because she really should kill him. She really should kill Logan, but she's not abiding by those rules either. And I didn't know that she was part of the blue. She was a former blue. So she probably has more love for the blue than any other color. She playing favorites towards the blues because she was once blue herself, and all the other colors can see that. Leandrin especially, because she really wants that seat. She really wants that seat, and there's gonna be a battle. I don't know how long it's gonna be into the season 2, where we're gonna see the battle between Leandrin and the Almond Siege, but it's coming. Szechuan, you better watch your back, Szechuan, because Leandrin's coming after you. So I thought it was Moiraine at first. I thought Moiraine was gonna try to take the seat, but that's not happening, you know, because they got a thing going on. Me and Mrs. Jones. This part I found interesting. Listen to this.
Perhaps it is your noble blood, Lady Moiraine Damodred, that breeds contempt.
And the reaction, all the other sisters, the reaction was like, oh my, really? Did she really just go there? So I don't know what that all means. The noble blood, I don't know what that means, but everybody seemed shocked that the almond was bringing that up. It just seemed like, all right, I'm bringing this up. And everybody was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what that means, but listen, we all know that the Almond and Moiraine, they got the thing. All right, they're going to town. And she's talking this way towards Moiraine because she has to. She can't give leeway towards Moiraine. She can't play favoritism towards Moiraine. She has to make sure she keeps their secret a secret. She doesn't want anybody sniffing around like, why is the Almond treating Moiraine better than the rest of us? Why? So then you got investigations going on. The blues, they're the best at the investigations. Investigating. So if you got the blues sniffing around, they're gonna figure you out. So you have to lay down the law on the person that you love. You just have to. So in this part, when Moiraine and Lan find Mat and Rand, they go to the room and they start talking to them. Mat says this.
The world doesn't need a dragon like me.
So Mat doesn't want any part of anything that's going on. Nothing. He doesn't want any part of anything. He just wants to go back home. He wants to enjoy his life. He wants to continue gambling. He wants to take care of his sisters because his parents are garbage. So that's what he wants. He doesn't want to be the dragon. He doesn't want to be part of the group that is going to fight the dragon, or not the dragon, the dark one. He doesn't want any part of that. We see that at the end of this episode. So after Moiraine takes the curse away from Mat, it seems like the curse was trying to get inside of her, and she was able to push it away back into the blade, because you see the curse trying to go inside of her mouth. She takes the curse outside of Mat's mouth, and then you see the curse going to try to get into her mouth, and she's able to push it, like I said, push it back into the blade. And Rand, he noticed that, of course. He's like, the darkness was moving over you. You took that evil for Mat. The dagger was feeding, and then Moiraine says the dagger was feeding off the darkness inside of Mat. So that right there says that the dagger was always trying to cling to Mat ever since they got into that city, the dark city, the shadow city. As soon as the dagger felt the evilness inside of Mat, the dagger was like, you know what? I got this guy. Watch. Telling all the dagger friends, watch this. You see that dude right there that just came in with the black hair? I got him. I'm out of here, fellas. He's going to take me with him. And all his friends laughed at him. Just started making jokes about, hey, you've been saying that for years. You're not going anywhere. Stop lying. Get out of here. And he was right. The dagger was right. He called to Mat, and Mat took him. He fell for it because there's some type of evil inside of Mat that the dagger was able to feed off of. So when they're in the bathhouse, Moiraine's talking to the other blue sister. I forget her name, but when she's talking to the other blue sister, what is her name? I have her name somewhere here. Hold on, give me 1 second. Moiraine. So when they're in the bathhouse, Moiraine comes to talk to Moiraine, just to try to figure out what's been going on. She's really secretive. Moiraine's very secretive. So Moiraine is trying to find out what's going on, what's been going on for the past 2 years. She keeps hearing from people, oh, you know, and Aes Sedai did this, and Aes Sedai did that. And she says about the fairy that Moiraine flushed down the toilet, and the dude that she flushed down the toilet with the fairy, trying to protect the group. And they sent money to the people to compensate for her deeds that she's been doing, the bad deeds that she's been doing, or I wouldn't call them bad deeds, but she's been doing a lot of stuff. All right. And then Moiraine brings up the fact that Moiraine wasn't able to detect the Trollocs. The Trollocs were not being able to be detected. When they invaded the two rivers, nobody knew about it. They just came out of nowhere. And the Blues are supposed to know that type of stuff. That's one of their things that they do. Their specialty is trying to figure out that type of stuff, knowing that type of stuff. And there's somebody shielding them from being detected, or I was thinking maybe Moiraine allowed that to happen because that was the only way she was going to get the 5 potential dragon reborns to follow her to the White Tower. Now, I could be just making that up, and she's being really secretive too. She's not telling things to people. She's pretty much keeping to herself when it comes to things that she's done for the past 2 years. So that makes me think that she did that on purpose. She allowed the Trollocs to invade the two rivers on purpose, so the 5 can trust her. She comes in, she rescues them, she helps the town, and then the 5 are like, all right, you know what? She just helped us. We got to go with her. We should. So they go. So that was interesting right there. I think she maybe allowed that to happen. She said, you know what? This is the only way. We got to let the Trollocs come in. I know they're coming, but we got to let them come in and do some type of damage to the town so we can get the 5 on our side. And before she leaves, she grabs her towel, and then something falls from the towel. It's like a plant of some sort. All right. And I'm wondering what that is, because there's another zoom in on it, and Moiraine says, I think it's Moiraine. Moiraine says,
more secrets?
Another secret or something like that. I don't know. So that makes me think. Actually, it doesn't make me think anything, because in the next scene, you see that she goes to see Egwene and Perrin. And I think that plant was left there to just let her know, all right, this is where the 2 are. Come see me at my plant place, my healing place, because that's where the 2 are, because that's what we see in the next scene. So when Moiraine goes to see the almond, Szechuan, okay, when she goes to see Szechuan, she's in a completely different place. She's not in the tower anymore, okay? So it makes me think that they don't sleep in the tower. Every night they teleport to a different place so that if somebody invades the tower, they won't be able to find them. Now, I don't know if I'm right or wrong about that, because when she teleports to see the Szechuan, she seems like she's back at her old hut that she used to live in with her father. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if that's something, if I'm right about that. Is that something that they do? Like, all right, every night they go teleport to somewhere else to protect themselves from any evil that come to the tower, because they're all together. And it's easy for somebody to just come in and they can blow up the tower. I don't know how it works. I have no idea. But the picture on the wall, I see in another scene with the Szechuan, she also has a picture on her wall like Moiraine does. So I don't know. This whole thing is confusing with the teleportation. I have no idea. So this is something I was thinking. I promise you I was thinking this before I heard this line on my rewatch, okay? I was thinking that maybe the Dragon Reborn decided, you know what? I'm too powerful to just be in one person. I'm going to separate myself and go into 5 different people or 4 different people, or however many people he wanted to, separate himself into. That's why you see all these people that have different powers. And then in this scene, Moiraine says,
From a gleeman, I heard the tale of a many-headed dragon.
The last dragon was one man. Why would the wheel split the dragon's soul into many?
What did guitars...
all these people are Perrin, Egwene, Nynaeve, Matt, and Rand, are they all parts of the Dragon Reborn? I'll be doing a video sometime this week breaking down each character, breaking down their abilities, and giving my answer for the Dragon Reborn, who I think is a Dragon Reborn, because I'm feeling that we're going to see that in this next episode. So I'm going to be doing that episode soon, that video soon, about breaking down and giving you my answer of who I think is the Dragon Reborn before next episode. Tune in for that sometime this week. All right, turn on the notifications, subscribe, all that stuff. All right, because I'm going to do that breakdown. Another thing I picked up on my rewatch is exiled. Moiraine tells Szechuan, you need to exile me, because Moiraine says, hey, I want you to stay here. You need to stay here. All right, you've been away for 2 years. It's time for you to stay here. So Moiraine has that power. She has that type of power over people, so she can just say, hey, you ain't going anywhere. You're staying here at the tower. So that is why she tells Szechuan, hey, tomorrow when we have our little thing, you need to exile me so I can leave with the group and try to take on the dragon. Take on the dark one, not the dragon. So I can try to take on the dark one, because Moiraine, she wants me to stay here. So in this scene right here, when Nynaeve comes in with Lan, she says,
if you can't make the world from a rainbow to wood and dirt, how can you call yourself a leader?
I found that interesting. So that goes back to the Szechuan staying in a hut every night. She goes back to a hut. I think that's what it means, because she's the leader right now. So they do teleport to a different place every night. So whoever's invading the tower, if that happens, they can't all get to them at once. Interesting. That's going to be, hopefully they explain more of that later on. Szechuan, she just says straight up, the last battle is coming. The last battle is coming. And Nynaeve, you need to be ready for it. Egwene, you need to be ready for it. It's coming. Whether you like it or not, you're a part of this now. You're a part of what we have going on. The wheel tells you, hey, you're part of this. There's no going back. Nynaeve doesn't want to be there. She wants nothing to do with any of this. And she says, hey, I don't want this. We're out of here. We're leaving. That's it. No, that's not how it works. You can't just do that. Get out of here. You're here. Not get out of here. You need to stay here. So, oh man, the battle, when you hear the final battle is coming, I can't wait to see it, man. I can't wait to see it. I hope this series doesn't get canceled. I want to see the whole thing through. It'll be interesting, because I think it's 3 seasons that are already greenlit, so we're at least gonna get to see season 3. Hopefully beyond that too, because I'm enjoying this a lot, and I just want to continue to make this kind of content. I'm enjoying it. So yeah, hopefully they'll go beyond season 3. And this oath rod that they have to swear to, I need to know more information about the oath rod. When you take the oath rod and you give it to somebody else and you're both holding on to it and you say your oaths, what happens if you break the oath? That might be something we learn later on. You guys in the books already know, but people that haven't read the books, probably something we're going to learn later on, maybe in the X-ray, maybe. So the oath rod, that's something that's very interesting. You see the power going between both the Szechuan, the Almasich, and Moiraine. You see they're both emotional, because not only their love connection, but also the oath rod. The oath rod is something that's very important to the story. I think that's what they swear their oaths to when they become an Aes Sedai. The 3 oaths. And this part was cool too. When Moiraine says this,
Daughter of the river, clever as a pike, strong as the tides.
that's exactly what her dad tells her. At the beginning of this episode, her dad says the same thing to her.
Swan sent you. Daughter of the river. Clever as a pike. Strong as the tides.
And Moiraine says that to her face, and you can see the emotion, because that's exactly what her dad told her before he sent her to the White Tower. That was a great scene right there. Great scene. Really interesting, the whole politics thing that they have going on in the White Tower. When I was doing my rewatch, I really enjoyed watching the politics, that part. It was great, you know, seeing the arguing back and forth with, you know, different colors, the ahas. So I would like to see more of that. Maybe, you know, every so often have an episode where they're just bickering back and forth, trying to decide what's going to happen next with the tower, all the politics type of stuff. It's going to happen more. We're going to get to see more of that. I'm sure there's a ton of that stuff in the books. And this episode, like I told you before, it wasn't my favorite episode. I was kind of bored during this episode, but rewatching it, I found it more interesting, the whole politics thing. And this was an episode for the people that love the books, I feel. Now, let me know in the comments section. I could be wrong, but it was that part of the episode was good. I found that interesting. And Matt is just, he does not want to do anything. Hey, he can feel the dagger. He can still feel it. You guys in the comment section have been comparing Matt and the dagger to Gollum and the ring. That's a perfect comparison. That's how I feel is going to be, because the dagger's not done yet. The dagger's probably still calling to the darkness inside of Matt, and that's why he doesn't want to go. And that's what I feel. That's what I feel. And it seems like somebody runs out right before the portal closes to try to get Matt to go in. It seems like it. You can see somebody, looks like they just jumped out right before the portal closes. And Moiraine is interesting. Moiraine knows the darkness inside of Matt, because in this scene, she's not worried about it. She's just like, you know what? Let him go. Whatever. Just let him stay out there. Whatever. Just because she can sense it. She can sense the evil inside Matt. He could be a liability to the group, and she can sense it. That's why she doesn't even bother calling to him. She just lets him out there, lets him go. That's a smart move. That is a smart move. You know, this guy's going to be a liability. We need all hands on deck. We don't need somebody just slowing us down. And that's it. That was it for this episode on my rewatch. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments section. I'm enjoying my rewatches because I'm pausing and I'm using my headphones. In this episode, I finally started using subtitles. Guys. Yes. Thank you in the comment section for continuing to tell me to use the subtitles in these episodes. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So in my rewatches, I will be starting to use the subtitles as long as I remember. So, and it helps me out with names and man, there's a whole bunch of things. There's a whole bunch of parts that I missed, little things, and if I would have just had the subtitles on, it would have helped me out tremendously. So thank you so much. Please continue to comment. I love reading the comments, and if I don't get to your comment, please forgive me. Please forgive me for that. I try to read all comments. I try to reply to all comments. It's very interesting how you guys can give me information without giving anything away. You guys are really good at that. And when you think you're about to give something away, you stop yourself. You say, I can't say anything more than this, but it's coming. And I love you guys. I love you guys for that. I love you guys for tuning into my channel, tuning into my videos. Really do appreciate you. And to all those people who don't enjoy the show, that hate the show, I love you guys too. I love you guys, and I hope that you give the show a fair chance, and you're not just, you know, hating on the show because the books. So a lot of people do that. A lot of people just they don't go into something with an open mind. They have it shut, and It doesn't matter how good the show is, they're going to hate it either way. But the good thing is you still have the books and they're not changing. So just continue to read the books over and over again. Create that world in your mind and leave us alone, the people that are enjoying the show, okay? You don't have to leave us alone. I love you. I really do. So I appreciate you. I love you guys. Like I said, if I missed anything at all, let me know in the comments section, okay? There's a bunch of stuff in each of these episodes that we've seen so far that I'm sure I've missed, and you guys have been helping me out a lot in the comments. So thank you. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Trying to hit the 2,000 subscribers. It's not easy, but another thing, I have to focus on the people that are here. Not only the people that are subscribed, but the people that watch. Don't worry about the people that haven't found my channel yet. Worry about the people that are here now. You guys are the most important thing right now on this channel. You know, there'll be others that'll find this channel later on, and I'm thankful for it. But right now, focus my attention on you guys, the guys that are supporting this channel right now. Really appreciate you. Twitch.tv/TreadingLightly. Stream every Tuesdays and Thursday nights on Twitch. Link is in the description. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. All those links are in the description. Feel free to follow me on all those platforms. I'm posting more on Twitter now. And I thank you guys for following me on Twitter and retweeting my stuff. Trying to get the word out there. I'm trying to get the word out there. So thank you guys. You guys have been great. Not only with Twitter, but everywhere. Everything you guys have been doing for this channel has been amazing. So thank you so much. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. Check out the video coming soon. The breaking down each character and let you know who I think is the Dragon Reborn. That video is coming sometime this week, along with the rest of my X-ray reaction. So subscribe, notifications. Coming soon. I love you guys. Take care and have a good one.